fucked up, guys. I think this is where I'm going. I got the building to myself. They said, I think it was just this room. Cooler's down. Well, I wonder why it's not working. Let's pull out my meter and see if I got voltage here. I don't know what they've done. We had a maintenance guy over here. I was actually at another building fixing a leak on another flare fitting. Ductless system. There you go. And let's go common and red, see if we got power. Alright, 28 volts. Let's say we got another problem. Let me look around. See if I can find, I gotta find the roof hatch and I gotta find the, wherever they did the thermostat. I don't know what they've done with it, but looks like this is my duct drop here. Looks like it feeds over into there, and it's a terrible spot for the thermostat, right there under the supply. Can't make this shit up. So I found the thermostat. I believe they said it was blank. And that's when I found the no stat on the wall. So we got some corrosion down in here. So we're gonna clean these up, put some new batteries in it. If it was blank and it had power, it's been hit. I'll bet. Those chairs are stopping me now. But I'll bet that smacks right into the thermostat. What do you want to bet? That door's going to hit that thermostat. And that's probably what caused the damage. And if what they're telling me is correct, we might just have to pop a thermostat on the wall. It'll be an easy call. Easier than fixing another flare. Be better, make better flares, guys. Go get an HVAC tool or something. And learn how to use the original. Let me find the roof hatch and go get some batteries and see what happens. I'm gonna grab a thermostat too. I think the hatch. I'm gonna have to get my keys out. There's no mechanical room right here. Yeah, there we are. All right, so there's my hatch. So my thermostat came back on. I brought the new one just in case. There's also a problem on the other side, they said. So there's no markings on this. No markings on this. I don't know why they said it was blanket. I mean, you gotta take what they tell you at some of these places with a grain of salt. So let's go up and find that unit and start there. There goes the blower. I hit the wrong button, but my blower started. So that's a start. It's on its time delay. We'll go up there and take a look. These things I'm sure need maintained. It's probably some of the same issues over there. We probably got, the belt didn't sound bad, but we probably got dirty filters and dirty coils, all the usual stuff. So let's go get to the roof and find my duct drop is right here. I got insulation falling down. So my duct drop's right here, so I know where I need to be. This is gonna be my guy here. This one's running. Doesn't feel too bad. Maybe one compressor running on that one. Yeah, maybe just one. We'll give them their ball back. That sounds like crap. Let's see how many things we can find wrong. Just vibration. Alright. That's another problem. Problem for another day. I believe I put a new fan motor in this thing years ago. I don't see anything too terrible. We got some lines rubbing, but those low voltage wires there. Coil doesn't look awful. Nice hinged panels. I'll take that. Contactors don't look terrible. Capacitor looks okay. Yeah, replaced condenser motor in 21. The stat failed. The Econo failed open. Looks like the economizer's been bypassed. That's my handwriting. Well, they never did anything with the economizer, but it's too hot out for that now anyways. We'll let this guy cycle. Get a wire tie on that. These things get brittle. They're just cheap plastic. We can strap these lines if we need to. They're pretty secure. It looks like, nope, that one's back there is broke too. But I've done a video on that before. Just get some wire ties and get those nice. We'll tie those wires up there. And let this guy start up. I ain't been running for a while. I assumed I was gonna have a call by now, but it's gonna be a 5-minute delay, so I'm gonna let it time out and we'll see what happens. So I've got a call for cooling. You can see my fan's running, but I don't have either compressor contactor. That's not a good sign. Let's see if we can get on common and see what's holding me out. Maybe. So circuit 2 on the top. I don't have a call for circuit 2 yet. Alright, so circuit 1 on the bottom. I got 27 volts going into my low pressure. And no voltage coming out. That's my circuit 2 that just kicked in. That's my high pressure on circuit 1. I got no voltage. Why don't I have voltage on my high pressure switch? So it looks like my low pressure switch is open. Circuit 2, I've got 27 volts on both sides of both of them. So circuit 2 is okay. I've got a problem with circuit 1. So we're gonna have to get, yeah, I got a good cold suction line. We're gonna have to get a set of gauges on this guy. Maybe I've just lost a switch because I don't see any oil to say that it was completely out of charge. Unless I broke a wire or something. I didn't see any major rub outs. Usually they rub out and trip the low voltage fuse. Alright, so I've got some cooling now. I need to figure out what's going on with circuit 1. So let's check this this low pressure switch again. I'm on voltage. It's giving me a weird. Maybe it was something, I don't know. That's an open switch right there. It's like it dropped out on me. Or it, I guess, cut in on me. Voltage dropped and went back up for a minute. Kind of like there might be something going on with that switch. I still got to get a set of gauges up here. That didn't work. Anyways, I had about 80 coming in, I got about 70 going out. That's about what I would expect, 10 degrees with one compressor. These coils need to be cleaned. I'm pushing some air out the side. They're not awful, but they're going to be impacted inside there. They need to be split and cleaned. So we'll recommend all that. Let's see what the filters look like. Not awful, they're a little dirty. Let's go get some gauges and put it on this guy. Starting to cool down. They did give me a few problems here, so I'm not gonna rush any one problem. I'm gonna go find out what's wrong with this guy, and then I'm gonna move on to the next one and try to get a diagnosis at least, and then we can you know, go from there. They need coils cleaned and stuff like that, so we'll just recommend everything at the end whenever we figure out what's going on. See if this guy's got any refrigerant in it. The good old analog gauges, nice and zeroed out. That low pressure switch should not be open. I tried tapping it once. It's not going to work. It goes straight up in there. Imagine I randomly broke a wire. That would be unusual. So it sure looks like I got a bad low pressure switch. Stage 2 or stage 1, whatever stage that is. I may have tripped a couple times. We'll give it a minute, but that ain't good. These are of the age that I would lean towards possibly an evaporator, because it's got refrigerant in it and I don't see any leaks on, at least any oil on the high side. It may do okay, it just may take a minute. It may be slightly restricted too. Pretty sure this has got a fixed piston. frosting up at that piston. It's improving slowly. Y'all can see that. I can barely see it from the top. Yeah, I mean, that's, my suction line's not going. You can see this one's condensating like crazy. Stage 2's alright. I'll bet that guy's restricted. I'm gonna have a high superheat. That line's cool but not cold. And I'm running, you know, below 32 saturation. It's gonna freeze up at that 20-degree mark. So I know I got a high superheat. I mean, if my line's, say, 60, 70 degrees, minus about 20, that's high superheat. So we're gonna kill that compressor eventually. Get a high side gauge on and see what that looks like. So I'm about 75 degrees, so I would expect saturation to be 20 or 30 degrees over that. And I'm running about 100 on my saturation. So that's not bad. So I mean, this looks like a normal head pressure for my outdoor temperature. And I've got a low suction pressure. I'm seeing frost at my fixed orifice metering device. I've got high superheat. I'm screaming I'm restricted. And I've got a bad low pressure switch. I mean, yeah, I'm showing 80. So 100 would be 20 degrees over ambient. Granted, my coil is probably a little dirty too, so it could be affecting me, but we can compare that with the other stage if we wanted to. The point is, don't be the one gauge bandit. This is obviously wrong, but you go adding refrigerant to it, you're just making things worse. So yeah, we'll get a high side pressure on this guy and see what it looks like. I'm not trying to dig too deep. I just want to verify my theory. So I am running slightly higher on the second stage head pressure. She's a little loose. Don't feel any oil or anything. I don't think this guy's leaking. But we need to get a tight belt. Make sure we got good airflow. And maybe throw some probes on it. I mean, if it's low, it's not terribly low. So we got a tight belt. It's worn. It's got cracks in it. It's probably too tight for being this worn. It's probably gonna break. You can see that crack right there. I'm just making notes as I go of belt sizes and everything else, because this guy's gonna have the same problems. So I'm probably not gonna make a determination on this stage 1 until we can get the condenser coil clean, make sure everything's cleaned and well maintained, a good belt. We'll see what it looks like when I kick it back in, but I have a feeling If it's low, it's just slightly low. It could be just slightly restricted too. It's hard to say at this point. So I'm back on stage 2, or stage, I don't even remember what stage I'm working on now, stage 1. Another thing that I like to look at on an indication of a restriction is, do they equalize and how quickly? And I mean, you can see I'm equalized here, about 230 PSI or so, 220. So, I mean, it's equalized. It's been off for a little while too, but we'll see what it looks like when I turn it back on. That the dramatic drop in the suction pressure was kind of concerning. And if it was leaking, I would expect it to be lower than it is. Because the only reason I'm here, we saw the temperature on the thermostat was dropping. The only reason I'm here is because for whatever reason, something happened to the thermostat. I don't know. They said it was blank. I don't know if it was really blank. Not really sure if the information I got was good, but it was something to go on. They were messing with the thermostat. But then again, everybody thinks the thermostat's bad when the air don't work. And it's rarely the case. So I've got my low pressure jumped back out for now. We're not gonna leave it like that, obviously. But we're just waiting for the time delay on the thermostat, and we'll see what she looks like with a tight belt. I do still have the filters out too. They weren't dirty, but somebody's at least changing the filters. Head pressure comes down. And that suction, that saturation's just dropping, and then it'll come back a little bit. I'm still running about the same. But there's definitely something not right. It looked like maybe if it had been tripping that switch, I don't know why else it would have failed. Don't fail if they're not tripping usually. Anything's possible. We will check those wires, but that would be a random one-off if something on those wires, if a wire just broke in that bundle. They're all strapped up well and look good on that end. You can see that suction saturation may have improved a little bit with the tightened belt, but it still looks low. So by the time we clean the coil, we're probably gonna see this head pressure drop some, and then we're gonna notice that it is a little bit low. If it is, I mean, it could have been, I did not check the core max valves. I mean, I went over the one with the cap, but I haven't checked those. I probably should have checked those first. Should have probably checked them first. And if we open our doors, we can get the head pressure to increase. And we're going to see the suction follow behind. This guy could have been a small leak over a long period of time. Like I said, the one stage probably does okay. I don't know how these things are sized. This is a commercial building, so They're probably oversized slightly just to deal with the amount of heat load if you pile 100-something people in there. It's got to be capable of cooling still. So we'll leave this guy off. We'll let stage 2 run. It'll be fine. I did just look at that one. The bottom suction line I can see is condensating, so it's stage 1 that's running on that one. Indication you got a problem is stage 2's running and stage 1's not. Or if you see that top suction line condensating and not the bottom. Not a whole lot of heat coming out with just that one stage running. I keep getting interrupted here. Yeah. So let's take our jumpers off here. Know we need a low pressure switch. Looks like this guy does an electrical room. I keep getting interrupted with phone calls, so that was the guy, one of the maintenance guys. This is one of our problems. It's not running at all. We got to go find the air handler. I don't know where it is. And then my other problem child is one of those units over there. So we're going to start with this one because I'm on this roof already. Start a softball team. Give them their balls back.